The Gummies.
Gummies are very... Oh,
And John.
John did far too intense a light journey.
Oh yeah, I did.
He's all stoned as usual.
Yes.
So, it's actually my spike anniversary coming up. Yeah.
Spike anniversary?
Yeah.
What's that?
So YouTube made me delete that word, which is one of my favourite words in the title. And my anniversary of my spike exposure on the way to Copenhagen. So I flew into Copenhagen for that festival, which is sort of an interesting experience. There's so many demons in Copenhagen, unbelievable. Not as bad as Bali though. Oh yeah. And I've got my favourite new thing I'm going to tell you about. So, what happened was, I brought the Asian light, and it was for Copenhagen, you know. I'm going to be very polite. Should we say they're not the most grounded people in the world, living on top of a big crystal in the ocean, which is guaranteed to make them even less grounded. Don't we like that? So, that happened, and they really wanted me to come because they'd seen me in Wonder Fruit and we organised it all and blah, 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 blah. So, in the plane, on the way to Koh Samui, I had a funny feeling in retrospect, but I had no idea what it was. And it was February 2019. So the Red Emperor, Xi, had already been spiking everyone, and he was sending out the Chinese peasants to spit on light switches and stuff. Yeah, in Bangkok, everywhere. So trying to get the peptide, the poison peptide, out into the world to pretend it was endemic rather than a poisoning, as we now know. So, I'm in the plane. Everything's great. I like the place they put me in. I have to get to the festival site, and it's about like 30 minutes by bicycle. And that's cool, It's like, wow, this is really great. I'll have fun. And they lent me a bicycle, and then after the second day, I could barely get back, even though it was downhill. I could barely move the bicycle, and I couldn't go for the second half of the thing. I mean, literally, I couldn't scrape myself off the bed. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do anything. I just got myself to the airport, and then when I got back here, I was. You remember?
Similar.
You remember how it was?
Oh yeah, well, yeah, when I came, you were laying on the ground. I thought, is he gonna fucking die, or what?
No, I was fine. They can't get rid of me that easily. So anyway,
yeah, but I was concerned.
I wasn't, because spikes don't worry me. Particularly, but it's so interesting now understanding, how the pictures come out more and more and more and more and more, and all the unmentionable things are true, and the mentionable things are all fake. But that's okay. We're not going down that road. But on part of my quest to remove spikes as much as possible, I got Uncle Cliff's favourite thing, which is C60 Purple Power Performance, PPPs, gummies, and they're tart, and they're cherry, and the gummies. So this is it. And just to give you an idea, one little gummy, which I will extract.
They sound like they taste nice, do
They taste very nice, but guess what? This one little gummy is $4. Yep. So because it's very low volume and a super good idea.
Well, C60 is expensive anyway.
Well, no, but I had some C60, I had bottles of it.
Oh.
But taking it, I didn't trust it, because the main issue is it picks up, like any chelator that's, artificial, it picks up everything. So, you know, it'll gobble up your bollocks and everything.
Oh.
These
Sounds
things
painful.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
Particularly if you're spiked already. But
Yeah.
the way I know it works
Mm.
is that as I've been going through my urotherapy looping intensity, I'm winding back to different things that I've gone through, major issues. And it's dramatic, really dramatic. So I've been having headaches for the last couple of weeks, around the time I started taking a few of these. And once I did the math, I was like, well, dude, I'm not taking one of these every day. But I was getting a headache after taking it, so I know heavy metals were being detoxed. And so I feel like, what's the opposite of pee? Shit. So I feel like shit every day. Except I rediscovered the obvious, which is that peppermint essential oil on the temples clears the headache. And for whatever reason, I think it was my good sort of Christian sinner background and conditioning were blocking me from remembering that just like stomach aches, if you have a headache, peppermint sorts it out. And so what I noticed though was the gummies were amplifying the headaches. And you know, literally, I'm not a headache person. You know, I've gone years and years and years and years and years. But on this despiking and everything else detox path called life, and life with urotherapy, as I peel away each painful layer of my onion, what happens is I'm getting to the darker, deeper stuff, both spiritually and, if you like, you know, in other words, for the soul journey, but also, very interestingly, for the body and the cellular memory. So all the time I felt, I'm fine, I'm well, I feel really, 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 really good. My cellular memory did such a good job of hiding the major issues just to cope with. Is this called life, or is it called staring in the distance with your mouth open? I think it's staring in the distance with your mouth open.
He's making fun of me.
No, it's because the flies are looking for a nice new home. Anyway, so this journey led me back to bronchitis in childhood. And literally, well, it's a bit gross, but I have coughed up liters of black, literally black mucus from my lungs, which is the only way the body actually heals. So first of all, I thought, oh, it's you know, PM 2.5, soot and everything like that. And then I got the yellow stuff, which is from the sulfur fogs when I was a boy in Leeds. And then it's onto the covidious stuff. So my lungs have been completely reformed. If I stuck a scope down there, not that I'm going to, but if I did, I'm sure I'd be seeing pink flesh again, not black tar-covered crap. And that tar is there whether you smoke or not. It's just like, it goes for so long that happens. But mothers of invention, Frank Zappa, Captain Beefheart, thank you very much. The mother of invention is this. Actually, it's the father of invention. And this is totally awesome. So here's my, oh, you can't see my jacket. Aha. Here's my shaman's jacket with the shells. And this was, let me go flying up. Oh, Michael, would
Sure,
you do the tour of my jacket?
I can't. Oh, there. Okay,
Yeah,
so
so-
there's him. And
This is
his
me.
ja-
We didn't know.
This is something else completely. And so
Where's your toe rings, though?
they're there. You see, you didn't get the toe rings, did you?
I did.
Good.
Well, I think
Make
so.
sure you get the toe ring.
Yeah, proper toe rings.
Right there. See?
Yeah, zoom in.
Uh,
These are rhodium, it's white gold, and these are yellow gold, and I just got new ones
Oh, cool.
to celebrate being de-spiked, I guess. So anyway, Far and Q, my Thai daughters, we were shopping for Christmas stuff in Central Airport Plaza, which you think is just like the most mundane, it's not the biggest or the best or blah, blah, blah. There's one shop in it, which is very interesting, and that's called Lana Village. And it's, you know, in that corner of it. And I go there quite often, but generally it's all for girls stuff. And there's hardly any boys stuff. And I only have two genders and one pronoun.
What's your pronoun?
My pronoun is guy.
Guy, I would go.
Yeah. And my gender is separated out from the original phenotype into a male. Not in between or halfway up the stairs. And
Certainly not translated.
yes, quite. So we're not going there. But this came out because Far, my younger Thai daughter, she, I don't know how she did it, but she came across this brand new technology from China.
Huh.
And it's in a Thai box. But you know the Chinese herbalist, the big one at the day market, got the one.
Yeah.
It's very big. So I went in there and they had it. And normally I've been drinking copious amounts of cough medicine just so that I can come back to talk. Excuse me. So this is really effective. They took the Chinese nasty tasting cough medicine and concentrated it to form an even nastier tasting Chinese cough spray. And it works. It works very well. So anyway, that's one thing. But as today I was, every day it's getting, worse. In other words, the detox is stronger. And I know that the nicotine, the 2 times I've tried it, just makes me feel really, really bad. And I just checked my SpO2, the oxygen level, and it's fine, 98. So I'm not going through an actual spiking process, but the cleaning of the toxicity, both from my noggin, it's right there. This is right here where I get they're not really achy, they're just achy and don't go away for a long time.
It's kind of annoying.
It's like I can put up with this, but it doesn't make me feel very good. So anyway, toxins there, which is interesting because left hemisphere, logical side, which is what I used to engineer my way out of boarding school and being bogged into Chatham House, Jesuit Balliol, because my cousins went to Balliol, and that's the headquarters for the Crown from Oxford. All the top operatives seem to go through there. Everyone in our school, basically, as far as I could see, that were any good academically from Stanleyhurst, they all went to Balliol. And Christchurch is the pagan, in other words, Anglican, low-life equivalent in Cambridge. Not good enough, Actually, the reason I left the UK, and John will empathise with this, is because I couldn't stand the snobbery. So the snobbery, you either get bogged into it and become a hoity-toity toff, jolly good, talking down to the peasants. No, you're not proper. You're a freaking peasant. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So anyway, that it's all good because it got me out. But this detox, it's crazy some of the stuff that's happening. Like right now, my water distiller, gallon bottle of water, I drink the whole thing every day, and it's mostly in the morning. And if you drink unstructured water, even if it's structured, and it comes out clear, it means it hasn't actually gone into your body. It's just the kidney's immediately thrown it out because it has to maintain the osmotic pressure of the blood so that we're like an ocean inside. And I'm literally peeing about twice as much as I did before. So my kidneys have been completely cleared. And now we've got kidneys and lungs together. So lungs is about grieving, kidneys and bladder about being pissed off. And there's a good reason for being pissed off.
Look at me.
It's
me.
No, but there's a Plutonic reason today. So Michael's Aries like me. John, you're not Aries. You're a virgin. No, you're a virgin.
I'm Aries?
Oh no, you're Leo.
I'm a Leo.
You're fire, but you're fire. But okay, no.
Yeah.
So forget it. It's just my problem.
Oh, okay.
So today, my chart has the worst ever, most challenging, obnoxious transit, which is I have the moon in Aries, just as you do, but I'm next to the moon, and my 9th house has got Pluto in a tense opposition. And Pluto is a heavy-duty dude.
So I've been told.
Yeah, so you see, as you go outside the 7 inner planets, which have direct control, you go into subconscious stuff. And that's why Uranus and Neptune and Pluto do, like Uranus is famous for surprises. Surprise! Ding! That kind of thing. Actually, you know who did that the whole time? Oh God, that reminds me. I have to bring the camera down so you can see. So, Steve Jobs, because I worked at Next, he'd be talking about patents. The big thing was we all had to make patents. So I did my first patent there, so that he could fight against IBM. Because patents are useless apart from corporations saying, I can ding you in court for all of the violations, I can ding you for this, and then they make a royalty agreement. So IBM had stopped Next, or was threatening to stop Next, making any computer, which would have meant that the internet would not happen, because the web objects were on Next step in CERN. That's how the whole internet started on the software side. So anyway, Steve would come in and say he'd been talking to Canon and he was going to open the kimono. He'd always freaking do that. So why do we want to see your don, mate? But anyway.
What?
Yes, but this is metaphor, but he'd always say, well, he didn't actually have a jacket on, but he'd go like this with his turtleneck. Time to open the kimono. Okay, run away. Anyway, so there we are. So despite being poked and having severe transit trauma from Mr. Pluto and Mrs. Moon, I'm okay, I think. What do you think, Michael?
I am wonderful.
No, not you. Me.
It's not all about
You're
me.
always
You're
wonderful.
Oh, well, you are. You're wonderful too.
What? Said something nice. Look at that.
I kid. I always say nice things.
But I don't.
I know.
Okay. But it's because we both have the Irish sense of humour.
Sense of humour.
Jolly good. And John?
I think you're looking good, yeah. Very powerful.
The shaman thing is super
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Because of the shells. I mean, look at those shells. And this, it's a Japanese style shiginto. So I was on the Kimono Trail, which is the most sacred area in Japan. And we actually slept on it, which nobody does. But when the emperor went to, one of the emperors, like in about 1400 or 1200, he abdicated to become like a sensei, dude, sensibly. And so he went on this trail, and there was nothing there, but he was just guided to this. And when he came back, he was a super cool dude. And so then all the Japanese said, we have to go there. And so literally it was said to be like a trail of ants for the, it's probably about 15, 20 kilometers or something. We slept halfway through it, which was really amazing. But the people facilitating it were in Shigintu. And Shigintu is extremely rare religion. It's Shinto underneath, but it has every stream going on. They do Native American things. They have the conch shell yoga. That somehow, in about, I think it's founded around 300 or 400, without traveling, they tuned in to all the different cultures. So there's a video I have. Maybe I'll get my thing.
The conch shell.
So I can't remember the exact words, but that kind of thing. And they worship the nature spirits. And Japan is the #1 place for respecting nature. Literally, if there's a grotto where there's a spirit living there, they have signs, you know, this is this spirit, this is that spirit. Nobody can do anything there. For 1,000 years. They've really got that deep respect of nature, so thank you, Japanese people. And in honor of all that, I'm putting my shells and my reusi, the Rushi, you know, the Russians. This is, all that shamanism came from the Altai Mountains, the Denisovans, and they became the Roshis in India, reusi here in Thailand. They call it Rasi or Rusi, you know, all the variations. And so Shiginto was also following that tradition of shamanism. And the fact that this showed up when we were shopping, Christmas shopping, and it was so shamanic. I was like, oh no, you know, I'll never wear it, but Q and Fa said, this is 100% you. 100%.
Definitely.
Yeah, and you know, for me it's like, well, maybe a bit showy or something, not like proper, you know.
Yeah, but you're not proper.
Oh, thanks. That's right, I gave that up. Anyway, there we go. So anyway, my final despiking, or not final, but I'm being given different things to do, is to ivermectinize my sheep and my goats, mainly my goats. And see, that relates back to fire and this shaman's code. It's actually my spiritual lab coat, that's how I see it.
I like that.
Yeah, I think it really is a lab coat. So I can do wacky experiments. That's going to be fun.
Oh boy.
Yes, exactly. Stay well away, but...
Yeah, I will.
So far, had been losing weight for like 6 months. And you know how Thai girls like to be thin, but she was like, no, she was down to like 42 kilos and losing weight. And so I tuned in and said, oh, she hasn't done the ivermectin, because I gave them ivermectin. And I said, she said, well, how many do I take? And because it was something where there was an actual, to me, very much sounded like a parasitic infection, and I knew you had to hit it hard, I said 5. Ooh. And if 5, you have a reaction, back off and do fewer. But go for 5 for a week. And so, you know, being her interests are mainly things like shopping and stuff like that, you know, girlfriends, makeup and everything. But after I badgered her for the 3rd or 4th time, she actually started it. She slept for 9 hours, like totally restored, and as far as I know, she took it for a week. But so I'm going to do the same to my sponsors.
So what is that stuff?
Ivermectin.
What's that? Is it natural?
Dude.
I don't know.
Oh, I
Do
do.
know.
Okay, never mind. We'll tell you
We'll
later.
get into it later. We'll get into it later.
Yes. It will get into you later.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
I'm 6.
Anyway, so there we are. I think we're all done.
Yep.
Are we spiked?
We're
You
totally
spiked?
I'm totally stoked.
I'm
I don't know
totally
about spiked.
I'm de-stoked.
I'm
I think he
de-spiked.
stole my stoke. Okay.
I'm stokey.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye, girls
Girls and boys and
Have a nice
spikies.
week.
Yes, I do. Thank you very much.
We're still recording on the Musk